for this game. With one eye in mind, of course, I guess, for that game next weekend against the Stormers in Cape Town. That'll be the URC, not the Champions Cup, remember. Talking about that game, guys, if you do have an opportunity to sign up on BOYLESPORTS, do put down a minimum bet. I'm just getting some feedback here, James. I was just getting some audio feedback over there. Just mentioning again with the Stormers game next weekend, the URC game, they'll be hosting the Bulls. If you guys do sign up on BOYLESPORTS, put down a minimum bet of 20 Rand. You can stand a chance to win tickets to that game. Just a little bit of a feedback problem here now. I don't know what's going on actually. Let's sort it out. Hello and welcome back to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. We're almost underway here in Lyon. The Bulls obviously traveling in this Champions Cup game. Keep in mind they won their first game at home to Saracens. And the Bulls have an opportunity. There, we should have it sorted out now. I beg your pardon, folks. There it is. Now we can get underway here. The Bulls traveling. We'll go through the starting 23 of each side just before kickoff. Remember, we said kickoff is at 7:30 South African Standard Time. And the Bulls winning their first game away from home, or at home, should I say, to Saracens. Lyon, of course, they came desperately close against Bristol Bears, so they'll be looking for their first victory. But nonetheless, it's going to be an exciting clash for the Bulls. And I'm going to actually take you through the 23 of each team in a moment. And we'll start with the away side, that being the Bulls. From 1 to 23, we've got Simpiwe Matanzima, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Mornay Smith, Dion Slubbert, Janko Swanepoel, Marco van Staden, Mpilo Gumede, and Marcel Coetzee at number 8. Number 9, Zach Berger, Chris Smith, Sergio Peterson, Harold Foster, Lionel Mapu, Henry Immelman, and Devin Williams at fullback. The replacements for the Bulls: Tian Lange at 16, Dylan Smith, Kutam Chunu, J.F. van Heerden, Merve Olivier, Bernard van der Linde, Jaco van der Walt, and at 23, Sebastian de Klerk. The 23 for Lyon this evening, from 1 to 23, Sebastian Taufi Fanua, Liam Coltman, Thea Fotoeki, Kilian Garachi, Romain Taufi Fanua, Marvin Okoya, Pierre Samuel Pacheco, and number 8, Jordan Tafua. Number 9, Martin Page Reho, Fletcher Smith, Monty Ioane, Carl Godwin, Alfred Parisen, Ethan Domortier, and at 15, the South African Taki Abrams. Exciting to see him playing his trade over in France, should I say. 16, we've got Yanis Chokose, Jerome Ray, Valentin Sumotoga, Felix Lambie, another South African in Arno Buata, Baptiste Kuyu, Paddy Jackson, and Thibaut Regar. Again, just an apology earlier on with the audio. It was a technical issue that I was sorting out on my side. But in case you did miss it, I was mentioning if you open up an account on BOYLESPORTS, put down a minimum of 20 Rand, you have an opportunity to win tickets to next weekend's game. Should I say the URC, the Stormers hosting the Bulls at the Cape Town Stadium. So it's a minimum of 20 Rand, and that gets you an opportunity to win those tickets. But it's all eyes here for the Bulls to make it 2 out of 2 for Lyon. Obviously, they'll be looking for their first victory in the Champions Cup, but it's not going to be a very, very easy feat for Jake White and his men. Keep in mind, quite a few rotations in the squad. Definitely has his eye, I'm sure, in my opinion, on that game next weekend. But of course, the Champions Cup, it doesn't get much bigger than this. It's like the UEFA Champions League of rugby, and it's wonderful that we can all be sharing this together. Guys, if you do have friends and family, of course, who love the game of rugby, you support the Bulls, like on this channel, like the link here for this game as well. Share it with everyone, and do give us your score predictions in the comment section. Who do you think will win this game? Do the Bulls have a realistic chance to go 2 out of 2 and go into that Stormers game with a whole lot of confidence? The conditions, just looking overhead, look pretty neat. The grass underfoot looks pretty neat. So this game almost underway here. The referee will definitely have his hands full this evening, but nonetheless, it's an exciting clash here in the Champions Cup. Terry, kickoff is just about underway here in Lyon. The Bulls traveling away. Just a shout out to everyone who's tuned in here on Forever Sports. Keep in mind, we are later on live with Reza for another game. That'll be Ulster. That'll be playing in that later game. But we're almost underway. Lyon will be playing from left to right, and it's their fly off. who gets this game underway. Fletcher Smith sends it almost up to the 22 of the Bulls. On this 15-meter mark of touch, Zach Berger goes digging in, and he shapes to kick. It is outside, so he'll have to keep the ball in field, but he puts it high, and the chase is good from the Bulls, but it's gathered this time around from Ethan Dumortier. A Lyon play from left to right. They center field just inside the Bulls' half. A little bit of a loose pass there. And the Bulls so far resolute in defense, trying to force them back. But it's Taufo Fanua, the big man, the Frenchman who has ball in hand. But going nowhere, says the Bulls defense. And for now, Fletcher Smith puts it high into the air. And underneath it is the debutant, Henry Immelman, who makes no mistake. The Bulls via Zach Berger now at the base, keeping ball retention efficiently here, the Bulls. Outside the 22 again, this time on the right-hand touchline. Zach Berger. It's kicked away again, and Lyon are back into possession here. What's it going to be, though? It's a try! Just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's Zach Berger. Initially kicked the ball upfield, and the Bulls within 2 minutes with a charge down there from Zach Berger. Chase, chase, chase all day. And that is exactly what he did there. It was Monty Ioane who gathered, but the kick was from the fullback, the South African Takir Abrams. And there we have it. The initial charge down there was from Jan Hendrik Wessels, but in support as a scrum off was Zach Berger. And just like that, 2 minutes into this Champions Cup rugby game, the Bulls have their first try, and Chris Smith with the opportunity to add the conversion now. It's 2 points, and the Bulls, in fact, lead by 7 points to 0. So an error there, taking too long, I think. It must be said, the fullback Takir Abrams, and gifting the Bulls the opportunity there with the first try. Zach Berger sniping the scrum off. 7 points to 0, and it's a deep restart this time. And taking it is Mpilo Gumede into contact. This time around, they're inside the 22. Zach Berger has the safety of the touchline on this left-hand side, but again, opts to put it high. And it's Demortier again under the high ball, safe as ever. That'll deflate Lyon, I'm sure. Early stages, early try for the Bulls. Wonderful hit there from Matanzima. But Lyon trying to work themselves into the Bulls' half. Center field now. Fletcher Smith puts it high. It's hanging, it's loose, but the Bulls come away with it via Chris Smith, who's looking for options here. The Bulls between their own 22 and 10-meter mark now. What do? Give it to one of the forwards, that's for sure. I think it was Marcel Coetzee taking into contact there, but it's Zach Berger again. And the Bulls this time pumping the ball upfield. And Fletcher Smith has the opportunity now with the up and under to put the Bulls under pressure with the 50-50 high ball. It's loose. But somehow the Bulls have managed to gather and are in possession of the ball via Zach Berger. Waiting around the base there, Janko Swanepoel, the lock forward, making a few post-contact meters there, and the Bulls looking to hit their stride here. Zach Berger having to dig deep for that ball there. Again high, you can see the kicking game from both sides. They want the 50-50, but away comes Matanzima with a lovely ball. Harold Foster, he puts boot to ball now, and the Bulls, they say we want to play deep inside the half of Lyon. And an error there gives the Bulls the opportunity. It was Fletcher Smith there, kicking the ball straight out on the full. He didn't have the safety of the 22, and the Bulls can build now. An attacking position here to potentially get some points after that initial try. What a lovely platform to build off for the Bulls here. It's Jan-Hendrik Wessels to feed. Finds Gomere. It's clean. Smith to Foster. Usually very strong in contact. Makes a few meters there. He's brought to ground, and the Bulls over the 10-meter mark here. They come blind to this right-hand side. Kutsia to Smith. Just losing their shape somewhat there, the Bulls. Lyon trying to get over the ball, but still in possession and down the blind side. Zach Berger just wrapped up there. It looked like he was away for all money. Van Staden, the Springbok World Cup winner, at the base now. The Bulls keeping possession. Valuable possession now. Looking to build on that 7-0 lead. Zach Berger just inside the half, so they have lost a few meters, the Bulls, but they're on this 15-meter mark of touch on halfway on this right-hand touch line. You don't want to play the one-off runners for too long, and there the Bulls have unfortunately, it seemed like they were running out of ideas, and Lyon playing under advantage for the knock-on advantage over. And the Bulls kick it back, forcing Lyon to play from deep now, and this time they do clear. Not into touch though. Sergio Peterson. Chris Smith shaping, giving it back to Sergio Peterson, who makes a good couple of meters. The left winger, and again, Janko Swanepoel, prominent in his first few minutes in the carries. Usually very safe under the high ball, or under the line-out ball, should I say. But it's Immelman on the right wing who gets the ball, and the Bulls come charging via Marcel Kutsia. Back from suspension, of course. Swanepoel again. Nice shape here. Foster to Smith. It's Sergio Peterson who puts boot to ball. Is there an opportunity just in the nick of time? Lyon intercepting that ball as it was grabbed ahead. But the Bulls showing all the intent early on here. What a wonderful little bump there. Showing the strength, the right winger, the debutant, Henry Immelman for the Bulls. Exciting times if you're a Bulls fan. As I mentioned, if you do have a score prediction, do give it to us in the comments section. Vanna van der Walt says the score is 0-7. That's right, my brother, and that's to the Bulls. Daniel Allen is asking, is JF van Heerden on the bench? He is, in fact, number 19 is on the bench for the Bulls this evening. As we mentioned, quite a rotated squad. The Bulls keeping a few players back. And you don't want to say that this is a less technical B side, but definitely the players that you'll see next weekend, there will definitely be some changes. You can't play all these competitions week in and week out with the same players. So Jake White is building a squad, as we saw with the Springboks as well. A squad of players will get you through it all. And so far, these players have showed exactly why Jake has had faith in them in picking them this evening. No Valilu, of course, no Kurt Lee Aronson, no Kanan Moody. But nonetheless, the Bulls in front here, just under 10 minutes gone in the first half. Lead by 7 points to 0, and they have a scrum here on this 5-meter mark of touch on the 22 of Lyon. And Zach Berger feeds a clean ball to Harold Foster. always making an intent to get over that vantage line. The Bulls powering their way through. 2 phases, they've made 15 meters. Zach Berger to Kutsia now. Left to right, center field we go. Foster. It's put ahead on the boot by Chris Smith and somehow rescued there by Lyon, and they look to break away. Is there an opportunity? Wonderful tackle there. And the Bulls are back in possession. It was Dion Slubbert with a big hit on this left-hand touchline. But here comes Sergio Peterson. Enterprising as ever, the left winger. The Bulls full of intent. And it's that man, Zach Berger, with a quick ruck ball to the World Cup winner, Marco van Staden. Penalty, says the referee. It's all happening too fast for Lyon at the moment. We hope the Bulls can keep this intensity up because it's looking really, really good. Jake White looking on. He must be impressed, but he knows it's still early on in this first half. Seems like a high shot there on Marco van Staden. And the referee, no doubt, blowing his whistle in favor of the Bulls. And I'm sure a potential 3-pointer here. We mentioned Lyon went down last weekend at the bitter end against Bristol. Away from home, that would have been a crucial victory for them. But at home, they'll be looking to bounce back. But the Bulls, so far, showing all the intent of a team that wants to do well in this Champions Cup. Of course, we congratulate the Stormers earlier on in the last moments, winning it at the death, 21-20 against the reigning champions, La Rochelle. And here we have the Bulls going up by 10 points to 0 as the penalty kick sails through the uprights. Chris Smith, 2 out of 2. And Lyon, more than a score behind. The Bulls looking to build an innings here in this first half. We haven't even done the first quarter, but the intensity from the Bulls is most certainly there. Zach Berger just calling on his reinforcements, the tight forwards, so he can shape better for the kick. It's another high ball. The chase is good. Domatier has been absolutely sensational under the high ball, though. What can Lyon conjure up here? Sebastian Taufa-Fanua, the loose hit prop. This time around, it's the elusive Takir Abrams. We tucked up against this left-hand touchline, but still on the 10-meter mark, where the kick landed from Zach Berger. Lyon so far not able to make any meters. And the Bulls, again, come away with the ball, but just losing it in contact. But it shows you their defense can also put the attacking team under pressure, force them to make the pass, and force them to make quicker decisions. And this time around, not such a great decision there from Lyon, forcing the last pass. The Bulls almost capitalizing, but then losing the ball in contact. So it will be a scrum down on halfway. And Lyon will have the feed to the scrum. It was a knock on there. Interesting to see how it pans out here. Scrum time. The engine room is where it's all at. The referee would definitely want to be making sure that we don't have a lot of restarts in this sort of scenario. Always a contentious issue, the scrums. Early engagements, break foot, scrumming in on the angle. There's so many different permutations, but for the moment, it's 8 on 8 and the Bulls lead 10 points to 0. But Lyon in possession. What can they do from halfway? So far, they haven't had it any of their own way. Jordan Tafua at the back of the scrum for Lyon. Is it a pickup? 8-9. We wait to see. Feeding it there is Martin Page-Rejo. It's a 9 straight pickup. They don't want to leave it long in the scrum. They want to get it onto the foot. There is cover for the Bulls here. It's Lionel Mapo. the experienced outside centre of the Bulls with the scrum cap on. 10 meters out on this left-hand touchline. Almost counter-rucking there, Lyon, but the Bulls managing to keep their composure. And Zach Berger feeds Marcel Coetzee. This time around, though, the Bulls concede the penalty. Jordan Tafua over the ball on his feet, according to the referee. So the first real opportunity of this game, 15 minutes in. And no doubt Lyon decide to go for the corner. They know they don't want to be winning this in threes. They've seen what the Bulls can do early on. But a lot of kicking from both sides. And this time around, paying dividends for Lyon there. And Lyon take a 5-meter line out, clean ball in the middle. Looking to maul at the referees, playing advantage here. Can Lyon capitalize? The Bulls coming through on defense again. But of course, playing under advantage there. As I mentioned, conditions underfoot. Pretty damn good. And for the moment, almost a quick tap and go there. From the scrum off, Martin Page-Rejo. But the referee calling him back to the mark. You have to take the quick tap on the mark. Sometimes you find players do get away with it, but the referee there calling him back. And in fact, it is a tap and go. The big men this time, 5 meters out, coming around the corner. Is it a try? It looks like it's held up over the line. The referee's in there. I can see him because he's got the distinguished yellow jersey on. He says held up. It's going to be a goal line dropout. You thought he was one of the players there, but with the yellow, you figured out it's the referee. He got himself in the right position. But it looked like Pierre Samuel Pacheco there, trying his level best to get the ball over. But the referee right on the spot saying held up, and the Bulls breathe a sigh of relief for a moment. Little bit of attention here to Zach Berger. Maybe perhaps just a little bit of a knock that he's taken there. Back up on his feet. And the Bulls still ahead by 10-0. And the goal line dropout is deep. Lyon must play again. We're on the 10-meter mark of the Bulls now. Big bump off there on Matanzima. Ferocious defense from the Bulls. Mpilo Gomede amongst others. And this time around, knocked on. So the Bulls with the net gain there, defending the line for all they're worth. Getting the goal line dropout and not allowing Lyon to build any phases, 3 phases in there. And it will be a scrum down to the Bulls, but some injury concerns here for Zach Berger. But some wonderful pressure there from Mpilo Gomede, forcing Fletcher Smith to knock the ball on. He looked up and he saw this ferocious loose forward coming towards him. And in the process, knocked it on. The Bulls will have the feed to the scrum here. We're just about closing in on this first quarter here in Lyon. The Bulls, the travelling team. How fantastic would it be to pick up an away victory in the Champions Cup and make it 2 out of 2. And here goes Zach Berger to Devin Williams. There's space here, Lionel Mapu. He's away. Here's an opportunity now for Sergio Peterson. Fending off one. They're into the 22. The Bulls on fire here in Lyon. For the moment, going a few meters back. But again, it's that man, Janko Swanepoel. That's about his 6th, 7th carry of the game for a lock forward. And I'm sure there's many more to come. Foster puts it on the boot. Fletcher Smith, the fly-off, has no option but to run it into touch. So again, earlier on, the Bulls defending for their lives, but creating the space here on attack. And Sergio Peterson from outside coming in, fending off one, making about 20, 25 meters. And from there, Harold Foster put the boot to ball. And we're about 8 meters, 10 meters out on this right-hand touchline. Fletcher Smith had to run it out. Desperate times here for Lyon, for the Bulls and all the Bulls fans, South African fans. Exciting stuff. It's an overcooked line out though. So the Bulls have a wasted opportunity there. Just out of the reach of the player who needed to catch that ball, and Lyon breathed for the moment a sigh of relief. An unforced error there by the Bulls, and it's Martin Page-Rejo who would want to desperately relieve some pressure here. And he does in fact do so. Gets it just over his own 10-meter mark. The Bulls will have to build from this lineup. So usually the Bulls very sound in their set plays. That time around, just an overcooked lineout from Jan-Hendrik Wessels. But this time he finds Janko Swanepoel safe as a house to Chris Smith. The Bulls play down the blind side again, down this right-hand side. Lionel Mapo deciding not to offload, and in the process getting hit hard backwards. And Lyon this time all over the ball. Marvin Okoya, says the referee, legally over that ball, but a big hit there on Lionel Mapo. He should have perhaps let it go. So the Bulls perhaps going to be ruining that missed opportunity. You want to take as many opportunities as you can. And Lyon will have another opportunity to build. This time they're into the 22 on this right-hand touchline via Fletcher Smith's penalty kick. We're just inside the 22 of the Bulls. Will it be a lineout which they compete for? Will it be a maul for Lyon? Or do they have a set play? Is there a magic play here to get them into this game, because they need to get on the scoreboard? It is a trick play in the lineout. The Bulls didn't quite see that one coming. Leon Coltman finding his man, and here Lyon play 10 meters, 15 meters out. But again, resolute defense from the Bulls. Lyon, for the moment, not getting over the advantage line. They've got some big players there. Romain Tofa-Fanua. He's brought to ground. Marvin Okoya, the reason they got the penalty in the first place with some tough defense. This time he's on attack. They're shifting it now from left to right. But it's all moving a little bit laterally here for Lyon. In the mix there, Monty Ioane, Pacheco. It's quick ball now. It's a cross kick here. It's an opportunity. It's a try. They sucked in the defense. And it's that man with the safe hands, Ethan Tomotier, who scores the try. And the Bulls there, under a false sense of safety and security, thinking they were putting in the big hits. And then the kick pass that we see more and more often these days had him in open space, Ethan Demortier, and a wonderful try. Well-worked team try there. Devin Williams not able to cover there. Sucked in initially and then put the ball over the top. Perfect weight to the kick. And Ethan Demortier scores. And the Bulls still ahead but concede their first try. It's 10 points to 5 with the kick to come. The conversion is good. Make that 7. The Bulls with the slender 3-point lead here in this first half. But as we mentioned, Lyon desperate to get a victory after their narrow loss last weekend to the Bristol Bears. The Bulls looking for 2 out of 2. Still lead by 10 points to 7. So we've seen a lot of intent from the tight forwards of the Bulls. But just on that occasion, not able to keep up with the wave after wave of attack, and then the wonderful vision of the fly-off Fletcher Smith, putting it over the top to Ethan de Mortier. And immediately, I think it's going to be a penalty. On halfway after the conversion, there was a late charge on Ethan de Mortier, if what I'm seeing is correct. And yes, in fact, they're almost up to the 22 now again, so the Bulls. On that occasion, though, winning the line out. It looks like Lyon trying the same trick play, but the Bulls reading it perfectly. And they have an opportunity to break free now. Lionel Mapu again holding on to the ball. He had Sergio Peterson outside of him. But the try scorer had scored the try, and then I think it was Jan-Hendrik Wessels with the late charge, which resulted in the penalty. But nothing comes of it for Lyon, and the Bulls in possession here just inside their own half. And the referee playing under advantage says no advantage there. It's a penalty to the Bulls on this 15-meter mark of touch, just inside their own half. There's going to be a TMO check here. And it looks like a headshot. Fiao Fotuakia could be in a little bit of trouble. Fotaika, I beg your pardon. It was this time Jan-Hendrik Wessels on the receiving end. It looked like his head went bouncing back. A rather disingenuous tackle attempt there, it must be said, from the tight forward or the tight head prop of Lyon, and I think he's in a whole lot of trouble here. What will the TMO say, folks? The way his head bounced back, it didn't look good there. What will they say? Sometimes you find it's from the chest going up. But the referee has had a look. They say that it's gone. Not initially on his head, so the springback of the neck of Jan-Hendrik Wessels there was as a result of the hit on the chest, which went up. He seems to be okay. That's a rugby collision, says the referee. But the Bulls do in fact have a penalty. And Chris Smith puts it up to the 22 here on this left-hand touchline. With another attacking opportunity. When you're in this, what they call the danger zone, the Bulls would be looking to capitalize, score some points here, get a bit of a buffer. They are away from home. When the substitutes come on, sometimes you lose the shape and the flow of the game, so they don't want to leave it up to them. For the moment, their line-out being disrupted here. Initially going forward in the maul, but some wonderful work from Lyon on defense. All a little bit of argy-bargy stuff here at the moment. The Bulls trying to boss, as we say in the engine room. But Lyon not backing down. The Bulls still lead by 10 points to 7. 27 minutes gone in this first half. Just to recap, we started off with a bang with that try from Zach Berger after the charge down. A penalty from there, but Lyon have since struck back with a wonderful team try of their own, but the Bulls in possession from that penalty kick line out. The set play is solid. They're working their way up to the 22 here. Inside the 22 go the Bulls. On this left-hand touchline, it's Berger again. Gomede, strong in contact. Off to Sergio Peterson. That is brilliant. Mpilo Gomede, you beauty. Sergio Peterson, just as beautiful. Running in support. Has the safe hands. And he's showed attacking intent all night. And that's the second try for the Bulls. It looked like there was nothing really on there. The blind side was covered. But Mpilo Gomede running right over Ethan de Mortier there and staying on his feet just long enough, looking around just for the moment, offloading. Almost no look, I beg your pardon, but knowing instinctively that Sergio Peterson will be there, and there he was. Sensational try there. It must be said, almost from nothing. But the Bulls go up by 15 points to 7. And Chris Smith has the opportunity now as he shapes to kick to add the extra 2 here as we approach the half-hour mark here in Lyon. Can the Bulls get back their 10-point lead? This time around, the conversion not successful, but the Bulls up by more than a score. And Mpilo Gomede, it must be said, tucked up against this left-hand touchline, showed amazing strength to go right over Ethan de Mortier. And the coach's box of Lyon will tell you that shouldn't be happening. But the Bulls do score. They're 15-7 up as they take the restart. Takir Abrams decides to play quickly. Lyon want to up the tempo now. It's Monty Ioane. They're deep inside their own half still, Lyon, but they put boot to ball. Safe hands there from Chris Smith covering the fly-off. Little bit of a kicking duel at the moment. Takir Abrams trying to find a blade of grass just before it goes into touch, but into the safe hands of Peterson, who finds Devin Williams. But Fletcher Smith gathers the ball and puts it up in the air. The chase, not good enough, or should I say the weight of the kick, not good enough. Lyon trying to come through the middle with the counter ruck, but the Bulls somehow managed to hold on to it. Wonderful work in the air from Devin Williams. Not a lot of pressure, but you still have to take it. Here's a kick pass, and it's into the hands of Harold Foster, who puts the shoulder down. We see more and more often the kick pass working out. You've got to set it up. You can't just revert to it, and the Bulls on that occasion finding their man out wide and still have possession of the ball via Chris Smith. Up in the air for Sergio Peterson. It's a loose ball. And the Bulls again. Mpilo Gomede is there. Ever present, the loose forward. What an exciting young talent for the Bulls. And then, of course, Sergio Peterson. Timeless. The wonderful acquisition from Jake White to get him to the Bulls. And he showed exactly why Jake White has faith in him on the receiving end of that last ball to score that try. And the Bulls have an 8-point buffer here away from home. Exciting scenes if you're a Bulls fan. Just the way they're playing as well. We're used to perhaps the traditional Bulls style of rugby, but there's definitely a bit of, or an element of an attacking brand here from the Bulls. The players somewhat allowed to express themselves, albeit there is definitely a structure when you see the tactical kicking as well. But it's a scrum down. That was a knock on there. Lyon have the ball. penalty, says the referee to the Bulls. Over the ball there, Marco van Staden. The World Cup winner showing his class there, and Chris Smith has the opportunity now to put it into touch, and into touch he puts it. We're about 15 meters out from this try line of Lyon on this left-hand touch line. The Bulls ahead, 15 points to 7. With 7 minutes to play in this first half. It's a loose ball in the maul. The referee says backwards. The Bulls do get it back. It's Sergio Peterson. Zach Berger to Marcel Coetzee, who's coming around the corner. Matanzima. There's a slip there from one of the Lyon players. Almost breaking away there with the Bulls. For the moment, Swanepoel to Mornay Smith. Lock forward to tight forward. And again, the referee blowing his whistle. The Bulls relentless on attack. Can they get some points here? Is this an opportunity before half-time? Perhaps another try? Then we start looking at bonus points. Remember, they got that first victory against Saracens. Only 4 points from that game. But nonetheless, 2 out of 2 will put them in a good position in this Champions Cup. And most certainly give them momentum for next weekend against the Stormers in the URC. But the sensible option here from Chris Smith, it must be said, looking to take the 3 points and build that scoreboard pressure. Lyon are going to have to be forced to play some rugby in this second half. They're not going to do it in threes. Chris Smith missed his last conversion, relatively easy. This penalty almost in a similar position. Can he keep his composure as he shapes to kick? Smith sends it right through the uprights. It's over. That's a penalty kick. That's 3 points. And the Bulls stretch their lead to 11 points here. 18 points to 7 with just over 4 minutes to play in this first half. Fletcher Smith is going to want more from his forwards in that second half. Put themselves in a better position. Someone has stayed down for the moment. I think it's Chris Smith. But the referee says play on. Lyon in possession now. They know they want to end this first half with at least one more score if they can. But the Bulls are not going to give it to them easily. Centre field almost up to the 22. And this time around, Jordan Tafua looking up at the defence. He saw Mpio Gamede, Marco van Staden, Marcel Coetzee, and he said, no, thank you, sir. Inadvertently knocked it on. Simpiwe Matanzima, the big loose head. It was Zach Berger there initially after the kick who had a late charge on him. Doesn't seem like the referee's interested to take a look. Surely worth a look. Surely now. But for the moment, it's going to be a scrum. After that knock on there from Jordan Tafua, the Bulls up by 18 points to 7. Time off for the moment, folks. What's your score prediction? Please do give it to us. And from where in the world? Where in South Africa? Where from anywhere are you watching this feed tonight here live on Forever Sports? Do share in the comments. Werner Swart says the Bulls have a proper squad now to take on these European competitions. Couldn't have put it better, Werner. Some wonderful acquisitions in the off-season. As we mentioned, we don't have the likes of Willie Leroux, Kurt Lawrence, Kanan Moody tonight, Gerard Steenkamp. But nonetheless, these players shining away from home. Shout out to Richard Hurry. Hello from Ireland. Hello, my brother. Thank you for tuning in, of course. We hope you're supporting the Bulls on this one, even if you're an Irish fan. As a neutral, tell me you're supporting the Bulls, sir. Zach Berger seems to be fine. Or for the moment, he's actually gone off the field. There is a replacement on at the moment, for the moment. Bernard van der Linde for the Bulls. The replacement scrum off. Solid scrum. Matanzima working hard. Mornay Smith, Jan-Hendrik Wessels. All 8 in the engine room as they get it wide to Lionel Mapuru again. You can see the tactic is to put boot to ball. But the return kick there from Lyon gives Chris Smith an opportunity. And so the kicking duel begins with the safety of the touchline. Takir Abrams puts it into touch. And there is actually another opportunity here for the Bulls inside. About 5 meters inside the half of Lyon. It looks like Zach Berger's night, folks, is over. His jacket is on. He's taken a knock. We saw him earlier on limping around. So I think the attrition rate has taken its toll on him. And Jake White taking no chances. Janko Swanepoel, a little bit messy, but still gathering the ball. Bernard van der Linde to Harold Foster as they play blind again. Big hit there from Taufa Fanua on Matanzima, 1-on-1. But the ball still recycled, it's loose. Is there an opportunity here? It's kicked ahead. Devin Williams to Henry Immelman, who hoofs it ahead. And again, Lyon have to play from deep. So the Bulls not capitalizing there in that attacking position. But away with it come Lyon now. They say, give us an opportunity and we'll take it just before halftime. Takir Abrams to Monty Ioane. The Bulls running out of defenders on this left-hand touchline. Into the 22 go Lyon. Taufe Fanua. Page Reho. Fletcher Smith. It's all happening here. Van Staden again over that ball. But this time around off his feet, playing under advantage. He has an opportunity. He has a try. Is it? Yes, it is. Pierre Samuel Pacheco. They were playing under advantage. We wondered who's going to hit the final blow before halftime. And Lyon strike back with the second try of their own. Trail 12-18 with the kick to come. But it was the offload from Takir Abrams to Monty Ioane that set these wheels in motion. And in this right-hand corner, it's Pierre Samuel Pacheco who scores. And Fletcher Smith will have an opportunity to add the extra 2. But within a score now, Lyon here at home. Perhaps the confidence they definitely needed going into half-time. For the Bulls, we do wonder, can they keep up the intensity in the second half? They showed they have championship material in them, playing with this rotated squad.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and I'm going to be chatting to you about one of our channel partners, BOYLESPORTS. BOYLESPORTS is the official betting partner of Forever Sports. Back your favourite teams and players at the most competitive betting odds on all the sporting action on the top leagues around the world. Be sure to check out our betting masterclass series on the Forever Sports channel to see how you can get started with betting with BOYLESPORTS. Sign up today and get a 100% deposit match. So get yourself a BOYLESPORTS account by using the link in the description. BOYLESPORTS is licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. Terms and conditions apply.
Bye for now.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and I'm going to be chatting to you about one of our channel partners, BOYLESPORTS. BOYLESPORTS is the official betting partner of Forever Sports. Back your favourite teams and players at the most competitive betting odds on all the sporting action on the top leagues around the world. Be sure to check out our betting masterclass series on the Forever Sports channel to see how you can get started with betting with BOYLESPORTS. Sign up today and get a 100% deposit match. So get yourself a BOYLESPORTS account by using the link in the description. BOYLESPORTS is licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. Terms and conditions apply. Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Sports. As one of the leading channels in the world providing free coverage of all of your favourite sports, we are asking for your support. Everything that we create at Forever Sports is available for free and always will be. To help us continue delivering high quality content, as well as expanding our coverage, we are asking you to consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. As part of the Forever Sports Members Club, you will gain access to select perks, such as exclusive stickers and emojis to use during our watch-alongs and live streams. You will also gain early access to premium content, as well as have your name listed on the channel under channel members. We strive to deliver quality content that is unmatched by other channels, and are always looking to take things up another level. And our members give us the chance to do this. It is thanks to our members and other support that we get from our fans that we are able to deliver campaigns such as the France 2023 on the ground coverage. So if you would like to continue supporting the channel and the free coverage that it provides, be sure to check the link in the description to become a channel member now. Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, Bitdefender. Forever Sports is proudly supported by Bitdefender, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get Bitdefender. With Bitdefender's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
Hello and welcome back to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. We've got a whole second half that awaits us here in this Champions Cup game. The Bulls leading Lyon, the Bulls, the travelling side, leading by 18 points to 12. So point buffer for the moment, but most certainly an exciting brand of rugby from Jake White's men in the first half, which must be said, rotated squad from the last game. And of course, the Bulls will be also having one eye open for that game against the Stormers next weekend, but nonetheless still in the lead here. Early try from Zach Berger for the Bulls in the first half, then a penalty, put them 10 points up. Lyon responded with a try of their own, but then the Bulls got a second try via Sergio Peterson to put themselves 15 points up to 7. They got a penalty, but then Lyon, just before half time, got a little bit of a momentum boost and scored a try of their own, unconverted, to put it at 18-12. So all to do still for the Bulls. They can't rest on a 6-point buffer. Playing from left to right, the home side, or should I say the away side, the Bulls this time, they'll be kicking off. The home side, Lyon, of course, desperate. They lost their first Champions Cup game, albeit in the last few moments against Bristol, as we mentioned. The Bulls looking for 2 out of 2 here. And we're almost underway, folks. Take your seat as I'll be taking you through the second half. And the second half is in fact underway via Chris Smith deep into the 22 of Lyon on this right-hand touchline. Gathered from Lyon though, so they're looking to kick from the base, I'm sure, via Martin Page-Rejo. Just asking his tight forwards to buy him a few meters by binding on to one another, and he does in fact kick and finds a very, very good touch, which will take play almost up to the halfway, and the Bulls will have a feed to the line out. Pretty stock standard exit strategy there for Lyon. But I'm sure they know the intensity of the Bulls, judging from that first half, will be relentless as the Bulls do find the feed to the lineout. They take it up via Maul. Zach Berger at the base. It's quick ball for the Bulls. They're playing from left to right, down to this blind side, on this right-hand side. The 15-meter mark of touch on halfway. Mpilo Gumede. He's had a wonderful first half. Mpilo Gumede offloaded that wonderful ball to Sergio Peterson. But there's a number of players that stood out. But we can see the kicking game from the Bulls paying dividends. And here it is for Harold Foster. Surely that's a penalty advantage. Yes, says the referee. You got to tackle at least from the chest down, sir. Wrapping your arms around somebody's neck ain't going to get you anywhere. It's only going to get you a penalty against you. And the Bulls immediately point to the sticks. They won 3 points early on. It was Henry Immelman in the air, gathering the ball, trying the seatbelt tackle around the neck there. I think it was Ethan Demontier on Harold Foster. And by the looks of things, Zach Berger is also back on the field, so it wasn't a permanent replacement. I stand under correction. But for the moment, the Bulls, 3 minutes into the second half, have an opportunity to go more than a score in conversion ahead and take it up to 21. Chris Smith, he's only missed one this evening. This time, 15 meters out in front of the posts, makes no mistake. It's 21 points to 12. We don't quite see a smile being cracked there from Jake White, but you can tell that he's most certainly proud of his troops this evening. Guys, please do give your score predictions in the comment section. Even if you're not a Bull supporter, at the end of the day, we're South African rugby supporters. And we want to see the Bulls win tonight at least. If you feel the Bulls can win, tell us by how much. As Gumede takes it up from the restart. The Bulls lead by 21 points to 12. Lyon via Jordan Tafua to Takir Abrams. Elusive as ever, the fullback. They're up to the 10-meter mark of Bulls territory now. It kind of looked like that ball went forward. But no way forward here for Fletcher Smith, being hunted down by the Bulls forwards there. Yanko Swanepoel amongst them. He's had a wonderful game this evening. The lock forward, safe in the line out, but also carried a lot of ball coming around the corner from Zach Berger and taking it up. This time around, the ball is put to the boot by Devin Williams, keeping it safe there after it was kicked ahead. But definitely attacking prowess there from the fullback of Lyon, Takir Abrams, the South African, plying his trade, of course, in France. And a substitution here for Lyon. Valentine Simutoga coming on the field. What a massive unit. So early substitutions. When will Jake White pull his trigger? It was a temporary substitution, as we mentioned, with Zach Berger, so he's still on the field. The Bulls still playing with their 15 that started the game. And for the moment, the lineout is 1. And Lyon via Tafua, the 8th man. They play down this right-hand side. It's Ethan Demartier. Scored a try tonight. But also got run over by Mpilo Gomede. Who can forget those scenes in the first half that resulted in the Bulls' second try? For the moment, it's Takir Abrams is away. Yes, an opportunity now for Lyon. Just brought to ground 5 meters out. The Bulls scrambling on defense here. It must be said, Jan-Hendrik Wessels desperately trying to hold on to the attack over there. But there's space out wide here. And it is going to be a try. Alfred Parisian in this right-hand corner. And right, 6 minutes into the second half. On this right-hand corner, Alfred Parisian finishes off a tie. It was Demartier to Tafua. Fletcher Smith got it out wide to Takir Abrams with his elusive feet down this left-hand touchline. But then they shifted the ball right and the Bulls ran out of defenders. And Alfred Parisian gets the 5-pointer. Wonderful hands there from Carl Godwin, the inside centre, to his centre partner. And 17 points on the board for Lyon with the kick to come. We're in for a cracker here, folks. Remember, we said, if you want, you can make an account on Boyle Sports. Put down a minimum of 20 Rand on any rugby game this weekend and stand a chance to win tickets to next week in Clash, the Stormers hosting the Bulls in the URC. Isn't that going to be a thrilling game? You have the opportunity there to watch that game live. Just sign up on Boyle Sports. But for the moment, the conversion isn't successful. The Bulls hold on to a 4-point lead here. It's 21 points to 17. Just under 10 minutes gone in the second half. It's all action once again. Chris Smith kicks off deep to Fletcher Smith. And this time he doesn't want to take it into contact. Puts it into touch. The Bulls will have to play from the line out. Not as efficient as normal in the line out, the Bulls, but also not as bad as one would think. They have kept the ball, albeit a bit of a loose ball sometimes. Hasn't been as clean, but this time around I say that it's a clean ball. And the Bulls get to play, and they're up almost to the 22 of Lyon here. Leaking a few tries, the Bulls, but nonetheless on attack. They've looked full of intensity, full of passion. Zach Berger trying to play the ball, the counter ruck coming in from Lyon here, playing from left to right. Mornay Smith takes it up. We're almost up to the 22 here. It's again boot to ball. It's Harold Foster. But Lyon managed to secure possession. So gifting away possession there, the Bulls, I guess. Overdoing it in the kicking department, but it has also worked out. So you don't know unless you try. They call it a 50-50. And on that occasion, the 50-50 going in the favour of Lyon, who's shaped to kick via Martin Page Rejo, and they find touch. The Bulls will still be in Lyon's half and still in the lead. They have not trailed in this game. So a wonderful feat from this travelling Bull side. Of course, looking to make it 2 out of 2. They're just over the 10-metre mark on this right-hand touchline, and they feed a clean line out. It's Zach Berger to Harold Foster, who takes it into contact. The inside centre as they come blind again. Mpilo Gumede to Marcel Coetzee. The Bulls want to muscle their way up. Who's coming around the corner? Chris Smith. Lovely hands to Devin Williams. It's Immelman. He's got strength, the right winger. On debut, of course, and they're into the 22. But holding on, says the referee. The reinforcements of the Bulls not coming around. And ruck time quick enough. And it must be said, there has been a lot of intensity shown, whether in counter ruck or trying to get the ball back from Lyon this evening. But you can see the intent from the Bulls is to shift it. On that occasion, though, it was Carl Godwin, the inside centre, all over the ball on his feet. And you can't deny in that the referee says, you've earned that penalty. But the penalty kick inside the 22 of Lyon, so they'll have to exit. What net gain can Fletcher Smith find here? As we see Baptiste Kuyu coming on the field for Martin Page Rejo, so more substitutions. The attrition rate takes a lot out of these players, especially when you're up against this Bull side, relentless as ever. And Lyon find touch. Still inside their own half, just over their 10-metre mark on this left-hand touchline. Albert van Lingen says Jake White 34, Lyon 12. Albert, you perhaps got a revised score there since Lyon have scored a try. Do you think Jake White's team will still go on and win this game? It's ripped out of contact there by Harold Foster. So the Bulls there showing intent not to just defend, but rip the ball clear, and it's away now, and away comes Sergio Peterson! Just losing the race to the touchline on this right-hand side. But there again we can see when they put the ball to boot, that opportunities can come, so you can see the sense in the kicking game. Van der Swart says 28 to the Bulls, Lyon 22. That's a true South African rugby supporter backing the South African team all the way. And from what I've seen tonight, the Bulls, with this squad, with this rotated 23, are definitely here to win and challenge in this Champions Cup. Winning their first game at home, looking to win one on the road, just evading Sergio Peterson at the last moment. The touchline there, not his friend. Xavier Vinvogel says Bulls 32, Lyon 19. The Bulls have a line out via Foster to Lionel Mapo. Playing blind again down this right-hand side, and Pilo Gumede, the loose forward. Carrying as strong as ever. Zach Berger to Marcel Kutsia. The Bulls' ball retention good at the moment. With centre field playing towards this left-hand touchline. But it's thrown away there. And picking up the loose ball was the replacement for Lyon, Paddy Jackson. And Lyon now in possession on halfway to Carl Godwin from Baptiste Couillou. As we said, the Bulls have not been behind in this game. Lyon desperate to make something of it. The bounce of the ball all over the place for the moment, but I think the Bulls have got it back. And at the base is Zach Berger to one of his tight forwards. But inside their own 10-meter mark on this 15-meter mark of touch. On this left-hand touchline, the Bulls. Zach Berger to Chris Smith. Little kick pass ahead to Sergio Peterson. It's beautiful. Who wants it? It's into the hands of a Lyon player. So just not able to find that final pass there. And for the moment, the referee has called them back. It looked like a knock-on, and the Bulls will have a scrum. But a lovely little kick pass, again prominent in this game, to Sergio Peterson. He's got a try tonight, but he's full of running. Tried the no-look pass. Unfortunately found one of the Lyon players, Parisien, the try scorer from earlier on. But in the process, it was knocked on, so the Bulls will have a feed to the scrum here. Inside the half of Lyon for the moment. And with the opportunity on attack now, the Bulls. They don't want to rest on those 4 points. Tight game here in Lyon. The Bulls still lead by those 4 points at 21-17. Do give a shout out, guys, from where in the world are you watching? We saw Richards watching all the way from Ireland. And the Bulls in possession from the scrum. It's clean ball. It's Marcel Kutsia coming around the corner, running at pace, trying to hit the gain line hard. The Bulls cleaners are there. And Chris Smith finds Harold Foster again with the grubber ahead, finding a wonderful touch, a net gain of 20+ meters, forcing Lyon to play from deep now, deep inside their 22 on this left-hand touchline. Ethan Demotier could do nothing but just watch it rolling to touch. And the Bulls playing with a definite specific tactic here, putting the boot to ball, finding the grass, finding territory, and keep them playing forward. They're not letting off for the moment. Coltman with the feed. Shout out Werner, Pretoria. Steve, Netherlands. Luke, Australia. We're all over the world. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We love this game of rugby so much, and it's a pleasure from myself to take you through it. The lineout is one from Lyon, inside their 22. And it's Baptiste Couillou who doesn't find touch. The Bulls playing via Devin Williams. It's another grub ahead. The chase is good. Harold Foster all over that ball. What does the referee say? Hands beyond the ball there. It looked like he was on his feet, but you can't have your hands beyond the ball Big hit as we see Monty Ioane on Henry Immelman, but he managed to get the ball away. But unfortunately, the rules say you can't have your hands beyond the ball. You must be on your feet. Show a clear intent of release. And on that occasion, Harold Foster, according to the referee, was guilty of having, in fact, his hands beyond the ball. A wry smile. So maybe he knew it. And Lyon now on halfway. It looks like a lost line out. But the referee says that one of the Bulls players was playing the man in the air there. I think it was Dion Slubbert. So another opportunity gives Lyon the platform to put the ball again upfield. So 2 penalties, a net gain of possibly 70 plus meters. Not so good for the Bulls there. And this precarious position here now. So close to the Bulls line. What are we, 10 meters out on this right-hand touchline? As we see Taufi Fanua coming off the field, being replaced. So again, more substitutions, cleaning the bench. Lyon, as they feed middle of the line out for a maul. The Bulls desperate not to concede and go behind for the first time here. As we close in on the last quarter, the Bulls all over the ball on their feet. Desperate times, legally over the ball. Call for desperate measures. And the Bulls have a crucial penalty. 7 meters out from their own try line. I said they didn't want to concede. And that, in fact, shows us how desperate they are to hold on to this lead here this evening. And the opportunity to clear, but more importantly, to regain possession from the set piece line out for the Bulls. Christo Trams from Benoni. Greetings, brother. Albert says, I'm a big SA supporter, even though Bulls are my second last favorite team, I'm still here. Go Cheetahs forever, watching from Pretoria. Cheetahs obviously live tomorrow on Forever Sports against the Sharks, hosting the Sharks in Bloemfontein. It's all a bit loose here at the moment, but Lyon in possession. After a few phases from that line out, the Bulls have lost the ball and on the 10-meter mark of Bulls territory, center field. Lyon looking for space with a tactical kick now. Back for it is Chris Smith. Reliable this evening. And for the moment, the Bulls still hold on, but some injury concern here to Marco van Staden, the Springbok World Cup winner. It looks like there Pacheco with another high shot. I'm not sure if the referee is going to have a look at that. It's going to be a cracker of a game tomorrow. The Cheetahs, of course, against the Sharks. But don't forget, later on this evening, Ulster against Racing 92 with Reza live here on Forever Sports. Ulster, Stephen Kitsoff, World Cup winner. Racing, Sia Kolisi, Springbok captain, World Cup winner. But for the moment, the Bulls hold on here. 4 points ahead at 21-17. And time is most certainly off. I think they have gone upstairs. Rian van der Walt says Sharks are going to take the L tomorrow. It's an interesting one. You mentioned that, Rian. I think for the Sharks, desperate to prioritize, in my opinion, the Challenge Cup based on their position in the URC. No realistic opportunity to make their way up the table. So for them, to push on with all the names they have, the Etzebets, the Lucanio Ams, the Makazola Mapimpis, to push on in the Challenge Cup. It's the Cheetahs, devoid of competition rugby really, but who stand in their way after their wonderful win away from home last weekend. So it's not going to be easy for the Sharks. We just hope for a cracking game of rugby. Of course, Albert says playing in bloom, and we have Ruan Pienaar. Ruan Pienaar is timeless. He just seems to be getting younger, like Benjamin Button, playing like a champion. And for the moment, the Bulls showing championship quality, holding out this Lyon side, still in the lead with 20 minutes to play here. This is where it gets crucial now. Big hit there. But the referee says penalty to Lyon. The pass was loose. But the tackle from Henry Immelman seemed to have been a little bit too much there, taking Montiani with a bit of momentum beyond the 90 there and gifting another opportunity here to Lyon to attack deep into the Bulls' half. We're in for a cracking last 17, 18 minutes, folks. Don't go anywhere. Share the link with your friends and family. Get them stuck into this game. This is Championship Cup Rugby. And here come Lyon with the opportunity and the try. Just like that. Front of the line out, check play. And for the first time, it's Yanis Chocoset for Lyon, who puts them ahead by 22 points to 21. The two replacements, 16 to 17. Yanis Chocoset to Jerome Ray. Back to Chocoset with the swan dive and try time for Lyon. Unfortunately, conceding the penalty via Henry Immelman with that tackle beyond the 90. And from the ensuing line-out, Lyon have gone ahead for the very first time in this game. And this is where the championship qualities will have to start shining through for the Bulls. They've had it comfortable up to now. But for the first time, 63 minutes into this game, they trail. The 2 points is sailing over. Make that 24 points to 21. And what a turnaround. The Bulls trail by 3 now. After conceding that try and conversion. All eyes here on the Bulls to respond here. Trailing 24 to 21, Chris Smith puts it deep. And here, in fact, is a penalty. The Bulls over that ball legally. So showing the quality and intent there, the Bulls from the kickoff. Over the ball, the referee says there's an opportunity, and they're going to put the ball out 5 meters. From the try line of Lyon here on this right-hand touchline, as we see some substitutions warming up for the Bulls. This is the crucial time now. Again, overthrown at the line out and a wasted opportunity there. It has to be said. And clearing the ball for Lyon there up to the 10-meter mark. We go back 30 meters. It all seemed a little bit rushed there, folks. Now we ask what the score prediction is going to be. The Bulls behind by 3. Do they have reserves in the tank after their travel? Number 23 on for Lyon, Thibaut Richard. So the substitutions pretty much cleared out on Lyon's side. 15 minutes to play as we see number 19, J.F. Van Heerden, replacing Dion Slubbert. So the Bulls know they got to get some fresh legs on, but they also don't want to tinker too much with the flow of the game. And for the moment, it goes straight to Van Heerden and the Bulls maul. Illegally sacking, says the referee. And another opportunity with the penalty here to make something of it, the Bulls. All of a sudden, the pendulum is swung and the Bulls behind, they have to start playing. But as I mentioned, they don't want to play reactively. They want to still play proactively and have the mindset that they can still push on here and not become too desperate. We saw that last line out, 5 meters out, overthrown. In my opinion, it looked a bit rushed. But the Bulls with the real opportunity now, 6 meters out. Wonderful touchline kick there for the penalty. This time around to Janko Swanepoel. It's safe. It's going to be a maul. The Bulls push on. It's everybody in there. Marcel Coetzee. Is this going to be an opportunity for the Bulls to score? Penalty advantage, says the referee. They just got to get the ball out. Coetzee. He has an opportunity. Just short Marcel Coetzee, the captain. Lyon desperately trying to hold on. Playing under advantage. The Bulls 2 meters out. From right to left. Just can't make anything of it there. Trying to get rid of the ball basically before they had it in their hands. But playing under advantage. Bernard van der Linde trying to quicken up the ball there. But Lionel Mapu not with the quick enough hands to hold on to it, should I say. But the Bulls again now with an opportunity. Just over 12 minutes to play, and it looks like a tap and go from the Bulls. What do we see here? The Bulls 3 meters out now. Want to muscle their way over the try. Yeah, it is. There it is. Surely now. Yes, it is. Try time. It's Marco van Staden. He's got a World Cup in his locker, but he shows just why he's got a World Cup medal in his locker, showing that he wants to get over the line and get his team over the line here in Lyon. And the Bulls hit back and are ahead by 26 points to 24. Marco van Staden trying for all his worth and succeeding. Baptiste Couillou not succeeding in defending, and the Bulls showing exactly the quality we were talking or asking for earlier on. A look of dismay on the faces of the Lyon players. But this conversion, crucial. We'll take it beyond a penalty, of course. Chris Smith, composed, right up against this left-hand touchline. It's sailing, sailing. It's through the uprights and over. The Bulls ahead by 28 points to 24. The travelling side showing they'll hit right back. And Lyon, in this final 10 minutes, have it all to do, folks. What a game of rugby here. The kickoff or restart deep outside the 22, though, on this right-hand touchline. Van der Linde puts it high. Under the night sky, it's a loose ball. And it's knocked on there, says the referee. So scrum time here for Lyon, just about on halfway. The contestable kicks, the chase has been good there. We saw Sergio Peterson in the mix. He's got a try of his own. But the Bulls, of course, after trailing early on for the first time in this game, have struck right back and are ahead by 4 once again. Lyon will have to go on and score, and Kuyu will have an opportunity here to feed this scrum. Baptiste Kuyu for Lyon on the 15-meter mark of touch on the halfway. On this right-hand touchline, they play left. Quick feet there, but the Bulls all over the ball. Up to the Bulls' 10-meter mark now, so they've made a few meters post-contact, Lyon. The Bulls want to keep their composure, not give away a penalty, not allow Lyon to put a penalty into touch. And driven back now, we're at halfway again. So the Bulls on defense, showing they're not just going to allow Lyon to come through, but it's quick ball. Who's away there? It's the replacement. Hooker. Can the Bulls hold on? They're only 5 meters out. Lyon with a real opportunity here. And it's a try. It's the replacement hooker who broke through Yanis Chokase. And just like that, we have another try and a slender 1-point lead for Lyon there. It was the offload that beat the Bulls' defense. Last-ditch attempt to tackle him 5 meters out. He was stopped, Yanis Chokase. But then the ball was shifted wide to this right-hand side. And Sergio Peterson was sucked in. Running out of defenders, and in this corner, Lyon score a try. Bitter heartbreak there for the Bulls. They've driven them back onto the halfway line. And then all of a sudden, the offload allowed Chokase to go through. Has a turn of wheels on him, the replacement hooker. 29 points to 28. With the conversion to come. We've still got 7 minutes left, folks. We're in for a cracking finish here. The kick is sailing. It's not over. Thibaut Richard scoring the try in that right-hand corner, unconverted. And that is 29 points to 28. The Bulls trailing by 1 point. What a game here in Lyon we've had so far. This is Championship Cup rugby at its finest. The Bulls, desperate. A penalty will do it. A drop goal will do it. We still got some time on our hands. The restart. But ball security is good from Lyon for the moment. Unfortunately, they're kicking the ball straight into touch, so the Bulls will have an opportunity. 16, 17 meters out on this right-hand touchline from Lyon's try line. Forcing the mistake there from the replacement fly-off, kicking the ball straight into touch. He was outside his 22, or the ball, should I say, was carried back. And it's Impilo Gumede. The referee playing advantage to the Bulls. Coming in on the angle, it looks like it. The Bulls deciding to play under advantage, of course. And there's a penalty. Is this an opportunity for Chris Smith to put a three-pointer over here? After the Bulls had led for pretty much 60-odd minutes of this game, they went behind, came right back. But Lyon have taken the lead again. But for the moment, from 60 onwards, the pendulum has been swinging back and forth, back and forth. And the Bulls with a penalty. An infringement at that maul, says the referee. Looks like it was in from the side, of course. And 1 point behind the Bulls. With a real opportunity here. 5 minutes left in this game, folks. Sit down and stay for the final 5 is my request. It's all happening here for the Bulls. The travelling side, the away team. Can they make it 2 out of 2? The composure here. It's sailing. It's not over. Jaco van der Walt, the replacement fly-off, has put it left of the upright. And the scores stay at 29-28. Would you believe it? Unreal scenes here. But what an injection from the bench, from the replacement hook of Lyon, Choco say. He's been nothing short of incredible. The Bulls still have an opportunity, but they must play from halfway here. Driven back in the tackle there. The Bulls on their own 10-meter mark. They've got to play. This looks a little bit reactive, though, from the Bulls. Van der Walt to Foster. Is there some space here? Again up to halfway. Janko Swanepoel, been prominent as ever, the lock forward. Not a great kick there from the penalty from Jaco van der Walt, but the Bulls can still make something of it. The ball has gone loose, folks. They're calling for a knock-on there. But the Bulls trailing by 1 point. Looked like a hand from Monty Ioane there. The referee not picking it up. But heartbreak from that penalty kick, it must be said. Perhaps could have taken a few more seconds. Lyon, hold on for dear life. It's a loose line out. Lyon into the half of the Bulls. They're going to look to keep the ball. In possession, Monty Ioane. Just under 3 minutes to play, folks. Crucial time here for the Bulls, trailing by 1 point. Down to the wire. Baptiste Kuyu at the base. Desperate stuff here for the Bulls. The kick is charged down. Massive hit there from the Bulls players. With the charge down, is there a counter ruck? Lyon still in possession though. 2 minutes to play. It's not over yet for the Bulls, but it's desperate stuff now. 1 or 2 plays left to realistically win this game. In the air, safe as ever, Devin Williams. The Bulls in the half of Lyon, but still 45 meters out. Van der Walt. Losing their shape a little bit here, the Bulls, but still in possession. Can they find a moment of magic with just over a minute to play? Somebody's got to straighten the line. Sergio Peterson coming away with it. Janko Swanepoel, the lock forward. Jaco van der Walt. Desperate defense here from Lyon, it must be said. The Bulls still in possession. Playing it from left to right now. Is there an opportunity of individual brilliance? Harold Foster taking it off. Running at pace onto the ball. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, the players, most certainly out on their feet for the moment. You can see Lyon not committing anyone at ruck time. Lionel Mapo. Marco van Staden wrestling there to keep on to that ball. They've got to release the tackled player, surely. Penalty to Lyon, says the referee, and that will be that, folks. Heartbreak for Jake White and the Blue Bulls, leading for pretty much 60 minutes of this game. The referee having a conversation with Marcel Coetzee, who doesn't seem to be happy. But that pretty much should be that. Penalty to Lyon. At 29-28. Time is up on the clock. I think there's going to be a referral here. The referee's going upstairs. Is there drama here? Was it a deliberate knockdown there? What does the TMO say? Will the penalty be overturned, folks? Is there one last check here for the Bulls? It's all in the hands of the TMO. What drama here? Number 19 of Lyon coming through there, knocking the ball out of the hands of Janko Swanepoel at the base. But you can't play the ball, you can play his arm. It's okay, says the referee, nothing in it. That's the final score, folks. No drama to be had here. The Bulls lose by one single point at 29 points to 28. Thank you all for tuning in. Bitter heartbreak for the Bulls, but I appreciate you guys live. Remember, we are live for Ulster against Racing. That's at 10 o'clock. But from myself, Roots here at Forever Rugby, at Forever Sports. Bye for now.